The time have changed. Sama badal gaya. We are 550 years ahead, 550 years after Guru Nanak Dev Ji came into this world. Sama badal gaya, but the virtues, the values, the Sikhya is still the same. So sawal hona paida hunda hai, what has gone wrong? Why have we forgotten our mool, our root? And why have we gone so far away from our root?
WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru.
मैं नहीं किछ हो नहीं किछ आहे न मोरा अवसर लज्जा राख ले हो सदना जन तोरा दंडौत बंधन अनेक बार सर्ब कला समरथ डोलन तेरा खो प्रभु नानक दे कर हाथ जी डोलन तेरा खो प्रभु नानक दे कर हाथ वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। गुरु प्यारी साध संगत जी, we are blessed to be seated in the darbar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. सत संगत सतगुर चटसाल है जित हर गुण सिखा। The Sangat, Gurbani says that Sangat is a chatsal, it's a school, jit har gun sikha, where we learn the gun and the virtues of Paramatma. We listen to the Sakhi of Paramatma, first to build prem within us for WhyGuru. And today we are remembering all the women, all the Sikhniya, the Kaurs, every female that Paramatma has created in this world. Now when I say that, it doesn't mean that I'm only speaking to this side of the darbar. And it does not matter to the men or to the Singhs sitting there. Maybe even because of the topic today, you can see the difference in the Sangat, less men than women. This in itself is a duality, dubada, because we perceive ourselves as women and as men. But the Shabad that my sister just read, jara Shabad huni padya gaya si, करवट भला ना करवट तेरी लाग गले सुन बेनती मेरी। हम तुम बीच भयो नहीं कोई तुम्हें सो कंत नार हम सोई। That there's no one between us. तुम्हें सो कंत here means husband. You are the husband, नार हम सोई, and I'm the wife. I'm the sole bride. Hona ki ethe Maharaj siv female nu das rahe ne? Are only Guru Sahib referring to the females? No. Gurbani says, is jug mein purkh ek hai hor sagli nar sabai. In this whole creation, purkha or man is only one, which is Paramatma. Now what I'm trying to say here, that Paramatma is not a man or a white bearded man sitting in the clouds somewhere. No. But the way we communicate, how we address Paramatma, what kind of relationship we have with Paramatma is a kind of relationship between a husband and a wife. So in this situation, in Gurbani, many a times, almost every angle you can find that Paramatma is being referred to as the husband and us referred to as the bride of that husband, WhyGuru. And today, I want us to feel grateful and to remember back why we were created in the first place. परमात्मा ने सानू क्यों सजाया? It's so sad to see and to hear that we have forgotten our very purpose of coming into this world. We have forgotten, even as a Sikh, that we have come from a lineage like Bibi Nanaki ji, from the lineage of Bibi Nanaki ji, who was the first Sikh woman. She was the first Sikh, a woman, and a first Sikh to recognize that Guru Nanak Dev Ji was Paramatma themselves. A woman. We come from the lineage of Mata Kiwi ji, who created a revolution, because at that time women do not come out and do seva openly. It was women who would stay at home and men would be the one doing the work outside, doing parchar and so on. But she created a revolution when she started doing seva in Khadur Sahib to serve the Sangat who would come and meet Guru Angad Dev Ji. And she's mentioned in Gurbani as well. Balwand Khivi Nek Jana Jis Bhauti Shau Patarali. We come from the lineage of Mata Sahib Devanji, who is a leader themselves. We are actually very graceful beings with all the virtues of Paramatma within us. And in fact, Gurbani, most of Gurbani is written in feminine voice, in feminine nature, which makes it even easier for us to connect to Gurbani. Because why? The way Paramatma has made us, we are born as a woman. Our nature, our emotions, our mind. When we read Gurbani, this Shabad that we read, Tumhe so kant nar hum soi. As a woman, we can relate very easily. But it takes men a bit more effort to put themselves in that position of a bride, of a woman, to have that relationship with Paramatma, amen. The time have changed. Sama badal gaya. We are 550 years ahead, 550 years after Guru Nanak Dev Ji came into this world. Sama badal gaya, but the virtues, the values, the Sikhya is still the same. So sawal hona paida hunda ya, what has gone wrong? Why have we forgotten our mool, our root? And why have we gone so far away from our root? मन तू जोत स्वरूप है अपना मूल पहचान. It's so sad to say that we have started making Sikhi a deal breaker. Deal breaker da pata arth ki hunda? When we make a deal with someone, and in order to break the deal, we set a condition that if this happens, then the deal between us is broken, is no longer there. That's called a deal breaker. We have taken Sikhi and the Rahat that is blessed to us by Guru Sahib as a deal breaker. How? When we attach ourselves to a group of people, or when we even adapt Sikhi because we are in a relationship with someone. It starts off well, but then when things don't go the way we want it to be, or when our expectations are not met, then the first thing we do is jeopardize our Sikhi or our Rahat. Why am I saying this? These 2 years that we have been staying indoors and we have not been having physical sangat, we have not been going out, I've been hearing and listening to many people who have come and say that they cannot keep their Sikhi anymore, they can't take it anymore, that they have cut their case, or they've just let go of their kakar, or they've let go of their Sikhi because they can't take it anymore, or they're trying to find themselves. How can we find ourselves when we are going away from the very thing that Guru Sahib has given us to find ourselves? Apna mool pachan. When we go through dukkha, I nahi assi kende oh pain, you might be saying Painji doesn't know what we are going through. She's not going through what we went through. Of course, because sare na dukkha vakra hunda. Everyone goes through different pain. We can't say that my pain is greater than yours. Your pain is nothing. Because the intensity or the kind of pain or dukkha we go through, bas assi aap jaante hain. Dukkha is also something we cannot compare. But it does not mean that when we go through dukkha, then the first thing we do is jeopardize our Sikhi or say it or make this kind of statement or have this kind of mindset that why should I keep this in the first place when Guru Sahib is not even helping me or Guru Sahib is not even sorting this out for me. Dadde doz na deo kise doz karma apne. Dukha daru. Dukha is supposed to be a medicine. So in the first place, je sanu dukha aunda ya, the first thing we need to do is accept it and thank Guru Sahib that Sache Pacha, you have given me dukkha. Why? Because it is only through this dukkha I can remember you. Sukha de vich kaun Rabb nu yaad karda? Kaun yaad karda? Because we have everything. So mangan di lod nahi, dassan di lod nahi kise nu. ਜਦੋਂ ਦੁੱਖ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸੌਰਟ ਦਿਸ ਆਊਟ ਫॉर ਮੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਇਹ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਸੁਣ ਲਓ ਸੋ ਦੁੱਖ ਇਜ਼ ਸਪੋਜ਼ਡ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਅ ਦਾਰੂ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੁੱਖ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ I would say then something is wrong because one way Guru Sahib cuts our karam when we come into this world ਸਾਡੇ ਕਰਮ ਇੰਨੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ and one way Guru Sahib helps us to get rid of those karam is to go through pain maybe even something we were supposed to go through something so severe and Guru Sahib wants to burn that karam and they just give us a bit of pain chota de dukh de dinde a just to burn that much of karam so dukh jado sari zindagi de vich aunda instead of the first thing we do is jeopardize our Sikhi or make Sikhi a deal breaker is to see how we can change the perspective and connect to Guru Sahib even more. And today I want to share with you something that Guru Sahib has blessed us with. 3 shabads, 3 baniyan in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj that we might not have heard of very often. But these 3 are the shortest baniyan in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And in fact, it's so short that if you read 3 baniyan, it will only take you 3 minutes. And you can get it memorized in a day. And this is the bani of Kuchajji, Suchajji and Gunavanti. Kuchajji and Suchajji are bani written by Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj in Rag Suhi. There's only 16 lines in Kuchajji di bani and Suchajji bani has only 10 lines. And the Bani of Gurumanti is written by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj also in Rag Suhi. They come one after another. And to think about it, this 3 Baniya is just like Lavandi Bani where every paudi is an avastha. You're going to another level, another stage and finally you reach the stage of Ananda of Sahaj. And this 3 Baniya is also an avastha where from Kuchajji, what does Kuchajji mean? You must know this because we use this word in our household almost every day. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਤਾਵਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਚੱਜ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਜ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਢੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਚੰਗੇ ਢੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਚੱਜ means manner ਕੁਚੱਜ means we don't have manners ਆਏ ਕਹੋ literally ਹੈ ਨਾ but this bani of Kuchajji Guru Sahib is telling us that we do not know the manner, the right manner to live in this world. Then Suchajji means Change ढंग वाली means knowing how to live in a proper manner in this world. And finally, Gunavanti, which is the last stage where a soul bride has all the guna, all the virtues of Paramatma in her. And when I say in her, please don't think only women, but men as well. So today, I want us to do Vyakhya to understand the Bani of Sutaji, and hopefully when we go home, we start adding this Bani into our Nitnem as well. And jado sari avastha badli jaogi, when we start realizing that I'm going forward, I'm making progress from this Bani, from what Guru Sahib is telling me here, you start adding the Bani of Sutaji, you start adding the Bani of Gunavanti in your Nitnem. A Bani da asra lo Sangat ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they start off this Bani, Raag Suhi Mahalla Pehla Kuchajji, Ek Oankar Satgur Prasad. Manya Kuchajji Amavan Dosade, How Kyo Sohoravan Jao Jiyo. Manya Kuchajji. Manya, Chajjani kehna ithe Nyanya. Manya Kuchajji. Manya he means I have no manner or ungraceful. I do not know the right way to do things, the right way to live in this world. Amavana dosare. Dosare might sound something like dosa. This language of this Shabad, of this Bani, is Landi, Multani Punjabi language, which uses a lot of rare. So here, dosare means that I'm so full of avgun. Mere andar inne avgun hai sache Pacha that I do not even know how to live properly in accordance to Gurmat in this world. Ho kyo sohoravan jao jiyo. Kyo here means not why, but how. Kive? How can I go and meet Paramatma? How can I become one with WhyGuru? Guru Ramdas ji says, Hum avgan pare ek gun nahi. Now we might think that, you see, nowadays there's this notion that we are not supposed to look down on ourselves. We have to, constantly uplift ourselves, so don't speak in a negative tone. But this Bani is reminding us that we have come into this world with so many Mare Karam, which is taking us away from Paramatma, and now we need to find our way back. Manji kuchji amavan dosare, how kyo sohoravan jao jiyo. Ek du ek chadandiya, kaun jade mera nao jiyo. Ek du ek means Guru Sahib is speaking about humility here. Asi jado benne hai, when we sit, one of the reasons why we think that we are not worthy to practice Sikhi is we compare ourselves to somebody else. This Penji is tying at the star, she wears bana, such a 10-footy karpan. Her avastha is there, I cannot reach that level. I cannot be like her. Who says? First of all, who is asking you to be like her or him? You are supposed to be what Guru Sahib is telling you to be. This is where asi maar khalane, because why? We set our expectation, our idea of Sikhi when we look at other people. Gurbani also says, Bi kahe re ban khojan jai, sarv nivasi sada alepa tohi sang samai. Kahe re ban khojo. Why are you going outside and searching for the truth when everything is within you in this car? So we do a very grave mistake when we compare ourselves to other people and say, I cannot be like that, so I just give up. I'm not going to try. Taking inspiration is one thing, and comparing ourselves is another. Sangat and being inspired is one thing, and attaching ourselves to Sangat is another. Sangat is so important in Sikhi, but Guru Sahib is saying that don't even attach yourself to one type of Sangat. What happens? Because we set expectations in our mind on what kind of Sangat, what Sangat should be like, what a Sikh must be like. And when we see that there is fault in that person, what happens? We get disappointed and we make the judgment. If this person is like that, then what's the point of keeping Sikhi? What's the point of becoming a Sikh? So you understand what I'm trying to say? Being inspired, being in Sangat, together, going together with Sangat to love Paramatma, attached to Paramatma rather than attaching to Sangat. Because as a human, we cannot go away from expectations. Pata dukha da jad ki hai? Expectations. Simple as that. The whole jada of dukkha is when we have expectations for somebody else. But Gurbani says, "Ehe jo dunya sehar mela dastagiri na hai." ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਮੇਲਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਮੇਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕੀ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਡੋਂਟ ਕੇਅਰ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਵਨ ਅਨਦਰ ਧੱਕਾ ਮਾਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਆਹ ਗੇਮ ਖੇਡਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਹ ਜਿੱਤਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਜਿੱਤਣਾ ਵੀ ਡੋਂਟ ਕੇਅਰ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਸਮਬਡੀ ਐਲਸ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਵਾਈ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਇੰਜੋਇੰਗ ਇਟ ਦਸਤਗੀਰੀ ਨਾ ਹੈ ਦਸਤਗੀਰੀ ਮੀਨਸ ਇਜ਼ ਨੋਟ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਹੋਲਡ ਯੋਰ ਹੈਂਡ ਇਜ਼ ਨੋਟ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਗਿਵ ਯੂ ਐਨੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਹਿ ਲੂਗਾ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਯੋਰ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਸਟੇ ਵਿਥ ਮੀ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਸੇਵ ਯੂ ਬਟ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੁੱਖ ਆਊਗਾ that friend might be the first one to run away. So ਉਦੋਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਂਗਾ why did you do this to me? Paramatma, Guru Sahib is saying, I told you to hold my hand, but you went and hold the other person's hand. Who are you going to blame? ਇੱਕ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਚੜਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੌਣ ਜਾਣੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜੋ Guru Sahib is speaking about humility, that when we look at other people who say ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, they are all so great. ਕੌਣ ਜਾਣੇ ਮੇਰਾ, who will know me? So here we are not comparing ourselves to other people and saying, I give up, but rather we are communicating to Paramatma and saying, Sache Pacha, they all have space, they all are sitting right next to you. Please give me a bit of space as well. Mainu bhi jagah de do. Make me worthy to practice your Sikhi as well. Kabir ji says, Kabir, sab te hum bure, hum taj palo sab koe. Jin aisa kar bujya, meet hamara sab. What kind of mindset we must have? Humility, that sare change a. There's no one good like you, there's no one bad like me. Jinhi sakhi sahoravya se ambi shavadiye hai jiyo. Guru Nanak is telling us, जिन्ना ने जिनी sakhi सहेली. So asal de vich ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ friend ਨਾ ਸਹੇਲੀ, but not this worldly friend. We are soulful friends. Atmak saheli asi. We are friends. What is our rishta? Our rishta is not that we are in the same pender, we go to the same school, we are in the same family. No, that's not our rishta. Our rishta is Atma is the same. Bodies different hogi. We all have different bodies. We are all different pots. But we are all different pots. Think about it. Think about this. We are all different pots. And in that pot, there's pani. And all of us, we have different type of pani. Some might have clear pani. Some might have salty water. Some might have muddy water. Turbulent water. Some might have peaceful water. That's our mind. The karam that we brought with us and come. But the sun that shines on that water in the pot, is the sun the same? Is the same sun. The sunshine is the same. That's the Atma. When we clear our pani in the pot, we are able to see the sunshine's reflection. And realize that asal de vich what connects each one of us is the Atma within us, which is the same. This is not Gurprit Kaur's Atma, that is not Palvinder Singh's Atma, it's just Atma. So asal de vich we are connected in that way. Jinhi sakhi sohravya, So Guru Sahib is speaking about those who have found their relationship with Paramatma and enjoyed their relationship. Currently ask ourselves, how are we enjoying our relationship with WhyGuru? What kind of relationship do you have with WhyGuru? This is one type of relationship between a husband and a wife. Another type of relationship is friends. I can be a friend to Guru Sahib. Another type of relationship is Sahib Sevak, master and servant. Bhagat Nam Dev Ji's, the way I communicate with Guru Sahib is as a friend. I might come into Guru Sahib's room and make such a big fuss about something wrong that happened in my day. And the next thing I know, it's being solved. It's not to say we are fighting with Guru Sahib and blaming them, but it comes from a place of innocence. Just like a child, zid karda maa de na mainu ehi chahiਦਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜ਼ਿੱਦ ਕਰਦਾ, innocence ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. Bhagat Nam Dev Ji says to Paramatma, मोए हुए जो मुक्त दियोगे, मुक्त ना जाने कोयला, ए जो पंडिया मोको टेट कहे थे, तेरी पैज पछोंडी होएला. Bhagat Nam Dev Ji is saying, मोए हुए, that if I die, मुक्त दियोगे, and you give me mukti after I die, मुक्त ना जाने कोयला, this world is not going to know how great you are that you have given me mukti. A jo pandiya, this pandit, because Bhagat Nam Dev Ji were low caste, they were not allowed to enter the mandir. A jo pandiya moko tet kehte, these pandits who are calling me low caste, neech, dirty, poor, asal de vich ki teri patch pachhondi hoela. That Sache Pacha Paramatma, they are not pointing finger at me, they are pointing finger at you, because I'm your Bhagat. So indirectly, teri paj, your honor is being questioned here. Mainu pata nahi. You want to save your honor, you give me mukti while I'm alive. Sachi Bhagat Nam Dev Ji mukta ho gaye. Now I'm not saying you go and question Guru Sahib like that. You have to reach that avastha as well of Bhagat Nam Dev Ji, being able to point at Guru Sahib Paramatma and say, give me mukti now. So jini Sikhi sohravya, jinna ne Bhagat Nam Dev Ji hona, Bhagat Kabir Ji wangu Paramatma nu enjoy kita, that relationship, se ambi shavadi hai jiyo. In the hot months, when the farmers, after farming, after harvesting and all that, they get so hot. What do? Amba de butte thale beh jande hai and they enjoy the shade of the mango tree. What does it mean to sit under a tree and just enjoy the shade? Ajara Kaljuk, this time that we are in, we are asal de vich, we are in a fire pit. Imagine a fire pit, and we are in the fire. We are burning every day. How are we burning? What tail is being put into the fire pit? Kaam, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar. Every day, constantly we are burning. Kisi ne sanu aaye kita sanu gussa chad gaya. O krodh da ag, the ag of lust, which is currently, lust is attacking our youth so badly that you can just count in your hands how many youth are not affected by pornography. You might think, oh, Benji suddenly mentioned this. This is the sole reason why our Panthe is drowning, because we don't speak about this kind of issue. We don't speak about sexual relationship before marriages. We don't speak about the issue that our youth are being stuck in all of this Kaljuk Dipera. We are not speaking about this. And in fact, why people are not coming forward and speaking about this issue? Because why? We have judgment within us. We start judging people. And Guru Sahib, spashta hoke, the first agga that Guru Sahib speaks about is calm. And yet calm is the least spoken about. And Guru Sahib says that we are constantly being affected by this fire every day. And those who have taken the asra, protection of Paramatma, they are enjoying the shade. What shade? The shade of Ananda, of Sahaj Avastha. where you are no longer affected by this fire. You are in the fire, but you're not affected by it. There's no agga, there's no oil being put into the fire. And slowly the fire just burns out. It'll just go away. Balwand Khivi Nek Jana Jis Bhauti Shao Patrali. Mata Khivi ji, Sangat used to come to have darshan of Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj. There was one reason. But another reason why Sangat would come to Khadur Sahib was to have the kheer that was made by Mata Khivi ji. Why? Just Bhauti Shao Patrali, because her avastha, she was so much in Sahaj, so much in Ananda, that her energy was radiating through the food that she was making. When our fire is burnt out, we can help other people to burn out their fire as well. The kind of food we eat, a lot of people, again, another topic that we're always arguing about forever is the topic of food and diet. Simply say that the kind of food we eat will affect our energy, will affect our mind. Simply put that way. And the best diet, Gurbani tells us well, ਸਾਰੇ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਹੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਫੜਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕਬੀਰ ਖੂਬ ਖਾਣਾ ਖੀਚੜੀ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਲੋਣ ਹੇਰਾ ਰੋਟੀ ਕਾਰਨੇ ਗਲਾ ਕਟਾਵੇ ਕੌਣ। ਆਪੇ ਸਮਝ ਲਓ what ਕਬੀਰ ਜੀ saying। ਖੂਬ ਖਾਣਾ ਖੀਚੜੀ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਖੀਚੜੀ ਕੀ ਆ। It's not literally just khichdi, dal and chol, it could be that, but Kabir ji is saying the nutrition, carbohydrates, protein, ape tusi samjh sakde hain. So Sangat used to come to Khadur Sahib to have the food, the kheer made by Mata Khivi ji, because the energy, the Sahaj avastha that she was in, when people eat the kheer, they automatically could feel the Ananda, the Sahaj in them as well. Which is why, I might have said this before as well, that men, jare Purshana, for them to attain mukti, there's only one way, they have to meditate. You read all our itihas, they have to meditate. Bhakti karna paina sare. But if you read our women's itihas, you will see that our women have become Brahmgyani, enlightened beings, have become mukta by serving the family, by serving the children, by serving the husband in the house. Bibi Nanaki ji hone, Mata Gujri ji is a Brahmgyani. Mata Khivi ji, all the wives of all the mahals of Guru Sahib are Brahmgyani. They are not just normal women that we just hear about Mata Khivi ji or Mata Ganga ji. No. For them to be able to become a wife of a Guru Sahib, they have to be of a certain avastha as well. They were Brahmgyanis. But how did they become Brahmgyani? We don't read itihas of them just sitting down 24 hours a day and doing bhakti. Nama kahe trilochana. This is the trick. Nama kahe trilochana. Mukte ram samal. Haat pav kar kaam sab. Cheet niranjan naal. This is how they became mukta. Bhagat Namdev is saying to Bhagat Trilochan ji, Mukte Ram Samal. That just the only thing you need to do, have the mantra WhyGuru on your tongue. Haath pav kar kaam sab, sare kaam kari ja. Working 8 hours a day, you're feeding your children, you have to take care of your kids. Sare kaam kar. Cheet niranjana. But as you're doing it, you just constantly have to remember WhyGuru. You don't have to sit down if you can't. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Se gun manj na avni ho keh ji dost reo jiyo. But now this, we are doing a benti, we're doing this plea to Sache Pacha, that Sache Pacha, I don't have these virtues within me. And who can I blame for not understanding your teachings, for not following your Gurmat? what we go through in our life, it is because of our own karma. And the only way to burn our karma that we are paying for right now, because karma, when we are born, we bring all this karma that determines what kind of family we are born in, how we are born, what kind of life we have, and so on. And what we are paying for is also paying for the karmas that we have committed in our past life, in our this life. And the only way to burn our karma is Gur ka shabad kaate kot karma. Guru shabad. Guru da shabad, Guru da mantar, which is WhyGuru Guru mantar hai jab home koi. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੋਸ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ. We have to ask ourselves, ਝਾਤੀ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ. What have we done to help ourselves? We can't expect the world to help us. We have to ask ourselves, what am I doing to help myself? क्या गुण तेरे विथरा हो क्या क्या किन्ना तेरा नाम जियो. You see, Paramatma, there are two things that we cannot count. Of course, there's many things that we cannot count. We speak about science and so on. But in this topic here, there's two things that we cannot count. Paramatma's guna and our avguna. We cannot count. Nor can somebody come and tell us that you have this avguna. That these are many avgunas you have. Cannot. Gurbani says, Shesh Nag tero maram na jana. There's this devta in the Hindu mythology. There's 3.33 million Devi Devtas. And one of that devta is Shesh Nag. Shesh Nag's job, Bhakti, is to recite Paramatma's name, countless names in a day. And new names, new names. New virtues of Paramatma in a day, countless, and that every day for millions of days. Now imagine, and that is still uncountable. Jap Sahib is a very easy example for us to see that Paramatma net vantaran kahat means Paramatma's guna is limitless and our avguna are limitless. Ikkat tol na ambada ho sad kurbane tere jao jiyo. Now the question is, what have we forgotten? And what have we attached ourselves to? Ikkat tol na ambada, that jera Paramatma ne sanu datta, whatever Paramatma has given us, we have not attached ourselves to that, and we have attached ourselves to something completely different. Because it's human nature, Hana. We believe what we see, or we believe what we hear. We perceive this world through the five senses. But Paramatma, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling us that we have to go beyond these senses to actually experience Paramatma. Soina Rupa Rangula Moti Te Manak Jiyo. Se Vastu Sahaditya Main Tinsyo Laya Chit Jiyo. So Guru Sahib here is speaking about materialistic world. Sone, money, jewelries, all this materialistic world. Se vastu sahaditya. All this vastu has been given to us by Paramatma. But what's the mistake we are doing? I'm not trying to say, no, Gurbani is saying that you should not enjoy this. Guru Gobind Singh Ji has blessed the Khalsa Panth so much that it is the bhajan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji that when 96 crore Panth will be ready, there is enough khajana in Hazur Sahib to manage the whole Panth. 96 crore is 96 million. 96 million when Sada Panth inna vadjuga, Guru Gobind Singh is saying that there will be enough khajana to manage the Panth. And our Panth is so great, worldwide, that we're able to feed the world. Sanu koi tot nahi khajaniyan di. That's the beauty of it. Paramatma, Guru Sahib, not wanting us to struggle financially, has given us everything. But the mistake that we are doing is we are attaching ourselves to the vastu, the data, and not the data. Gurbani says, Daat pyari, visarya datar. But Guru Sahib is so great that asi mangi jane hain. We are still asking every day. We are asking. We might not be asking verbally. Asi mukho ta nahi mang rahe sache paasha mainu aa chahida, but in our mind we have thoughts. I wish I could have this. Oh, I wish if I had this, it would have been great. There's always something more. Always something more. And all those thoughts are also accounted for. Even the thoughts that we have are also creating our karma as well. Je ek janam de vich nahi sade ichhaਵਾਂ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, because imagine one janam, how many, and every day we are making ichha. Little things that I wish somebody would just make my food today. I'm so tired. Very basic ichha. And they are not wrong, it's human nature. But one life is not enough to even fulfill all our desires, and we have to keep coming back, because everything is accounted for. And Sache Pacha Paramatma says, you have asked for it. De mange sehsa guna. Gurbani says, na, de mange sehsa. We ask even for 1,000 more. A mil gaya, assi hor mang le. A mil gaya, assi hor mang lena. Nahi pure hunde assi. And we have to keep coming back to fulfill all those wishes that we had in our mind. So one way, another trick to be mukta is to be desireless. How to be desireless means Dadda data ek hai sabko devanhar, dende tot na avi agant pare pandar. Jista ditta khavna tis kahiye sabas. We are saying Sache Pacha Shabas, thank you. That's it. Thank you for giving me this and not asking for more. Daat pyari, visrya datar. Guru Nanak ji says, Mandar mitti sandade patthar kitte ras jiyo. Ras here means capital. When we want to do a business, we must have a capital. We invest, then we get returns. So when we come into this world, we are making an investment. And what is our capital? Kyo Gurbani says, Prane tu aya laha land. Laha here means profit. So we came into this world to earn a profit. Now the question is, how are we going to earn profit when we don't even know what is our capital? So something that is constant we have in our hands. What is that? Our breath. Prani, that's the key. Prani. Admi. Adami. Dam means breath. When the breath comes in, then you're alive. Pran andar hunda fir asi jeevata. Pran hai nahi fir gone. We have either lost the battle or won the battle of this life. So prani, tu aya, you have come with your capital, which is your breath. Laha land. Now you're coming to earn profit. Now you have this amount of breath. The amount of breath that we have is set. I'm just giving a rough figure. Maybe I have 1 million. You might have 2 million. How we use each breath determines whether we are earning a profit or we are losing in our investment. So how do we earn a profit? Lagga kit kufakade sab mukdi challi rain. We are losing our battle. We are losing in the investment of life when we are wasting our breath for useless things. Which, how do you know what's useless? Which is not connecting us back to WhyGuru. And we are making a profit with each investment of each breath when we remember Paramatma, and every breath da lekha, which we have to give when we go to Taramraj. Taramraj jab lekha mange kya mukh leke jayega? We have to give that lekha. That how have you utilized each breath? And that's the investment you're making. Now ask ourselves, we can gauge, है ना? That mere aapde jeevan de vich, am I currently making a profit, or am I at a loss, or am I still just at the border? You do not want to be at the border as well. You want to be making a profit. The state of Chaddi Kala. Mandar mitti sandade patthar kitte rajyo. We have made a mistake that we have made our capital all these worldly things. Our breath is being wasted on things that are not permanent, on the standard, the pressure of the society, on beauty standards, on life standards. You must have this to have a good life. You must have that to have a good life. This is what we are making our ras. How any toli pulias this kantana bethi pass you. Pulias means I've become forgotten. Polgi, we are all forgotten beings. ਅਸੀਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਸਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਕਿਉਂ ਆ we remember when we are in ਮਾਦ ਗਰਭ we remember our purpose when we are in the womb in our mother's womb because why Gurbani also says that जैसी अगन उदर में तैसी बाहर माया so what kind of fire is in Kaljug right now is the same fire in the womb of the mother's womb is so hot. Scientifically also very hot, but if we talk about mentally or even just emotional or even figuratively, it's also so full of torture that the child is hung upside down, unable to breathe, surrounded by pani, surrounded by its own filth for 9 months. ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੰਟ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਾਹ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ we can't breathe underwater, we are like struggling. जैसी अगन उदर में है तैसी बाहर में उदो सानू याद होगा सच्चे पातशाह why am I coming into this world माद गर्भ में आपन सिमरन दे तै तुम राखन हारे so in the गर्भ of the mother आपन सिमरन दे परमात्मा is giving सिमरन to that child we तू सिमरन करी जा you'll be saved for 9 months then when the child is born the deal was तू याद रखना तू क्यों आया दुनिया च याद रखना ये प्राणी तू आया लाहा लैन गोविंद मिलन की है तेरी बरिया राह याद रखना पुत्र but when the child is born the first thing that makes the child forget the purpose is what when the child takes the first breath and demands for milk भूल गया demands for milk because why survival now. And after that, how the parents, the family brings up the child. How do we mold the child towards Sikhi or towards the world? So what is our ras? What capital are we having in our hand? What kind of investment we are doing? And are we forgetting or have we remembered our purpose? Mirabai was a disciple of Bhagat Ravidas ji and she is a female Bhagat. She is from Rajasthan and she is a princess, very well-to-do family. She got married in a very well-to-do family as well, but she was a Bhagat, a devotee of Krishna Bhagwan. From very young age a sadhu came, gave her the murti of Krishna Bhagwan and from there she said that now this murti, Krishna Bhagwan is my husband, is my friend, my everything. When she got married, she didn't understand the physical or worldly marriage. She thought it's just something that had to be done. She got married, but she never took her husband to be her husband. Because why? Krishna Bhagwan was already her husband. Because she was not following the way of the world, where you have to take care of the family, you have to be a wife to your husband, you have to give birth to children, and all that, she was tortured, poisoned by her own family, dragged by her own family, defamed by her own family, until she went to Vrindavan to find peace, to find other people like her who were also connected to Krishna Bhagwan. Nothing, she was not bothered about anything. She went with nothing, she left everything just to find her connection with Krishna Bhagwan in Vrindavan. Find someone who understood her, who could guide her, and that's when she found Bhagat Ravidas ji. And it's nice to read the poetry of Mirabai. You can search it online as well. The kind of love she had for Krishna Bhagwan. Mata Gujri ji, she was married in a very young age to the family of Guru Har Gobind Sahib ji, to Guru Tegh Bahadur ji. She had everything in her life. Her life was full of wealth. She had servants around her. But in an instant, she had to give everything up and go to Babai Bakale to serve her husband. And not being a mother, after 33 years, she became a mother. Only to see her son fighting in battles, only to see her grandchildren being martyred, only to see her husband being martyred. How much do you think Mata Gujriji enjoyed life? And we are remembering her because of her acceptance for hukam and how much courage she showed towards all the dukkha that she went through in her life. How do you want the world to remember you? Do you want the world to remember you for something superficial or something so deep that everyone can connect to? What is your capital? Ambar kunja kurliya bag baithe aajio. Guru Nanak is reminding us that Ambar kunja kurliya. Kunja here means crane bird. So it's an analogy that now the crane birds have flown away and what has come? Bagga, heron. Means our youth is going away. And now old age is coming. Asi kehra hona jawan hoi janne hain, budde hoi janne hain, day by day. And it's a reminder that our time is very limited. Every day is a reminder that our time is very limited, that death is coming near. Now, people are afraid to speak about death. Why? It is the only truth in this world. That everyone is going to die, the question is how. So why don't we remember that fact, we remember that truth and try to connect to Paramatma who can save us from that pain, from that fear that we have. Ambar kunja kurliya bag baithe aajio. The night time, in Gurbani, the night is connected to youth and the day is connected to old age. Rain gayi, mat din pee jaye, pavar gaye, bag baithe aaye. Pavar here means be, they are going, all this youth is going and our old age is coming. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji reminds us, if you want to have detachment in your life, you want to start walking towards Sikhi and you're trying to find that inspiration, start reading the Bani of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, because Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani is one full of bairag, full of detachment. They say, Beet jeh janam kaaj re. Kyon na har ko naam le, murkh nilaj re. Speak to your mind like that. Murkh nilaj re, murkh, speak to your mind because you are not your mind. Your mind is deceiving you from connecting to WhyGuru. Tell your mind, Murkha, kyon na har ko naam le? Why not chanting the name of Paramatma? That's the only thing that will save us from this world. Sa tan challi sahore, kya muh desi agge jaye jiyo kyon? Sa tan challi sahore, asi sahore kar jana hona. If we look at the relationship between Paramatma and us, husband and wife, if we look at our relationship, it's like we're going to get married and go to our saharekar, our in-laws. So our in-laws are where? When we leave this world. This world is our house, the next world is our in-laws. Saatan challi sahore, sahore de kar jana, kya muh desi agge jaye jiyo, kera muh leke javange. Why is Guru Sahib talking to us about what face are we going to bring to the next life, to the next world? You see, Guru Sahib is trying to save us from regret. Asi bahut kuch zindagi de vich karde hain that we tend to have regret on. When we have regret, that's when we start going down the path of anxiety, of depression, of guilt. Regret is a very bad thing. So Guru Sahib is saying, rather than having regret and then destroying your life, living in regret, why don't you just save yourself in the first place? And now there's this notion, no, I want to try a different lifestyle. Again, the same thing that Kes Katar kar lene, we just go away from the rahat of Sikhi. There's this notion that either I can't connect to Sikhi, or I'm trying to find myself, or I'm trying to just try a different lifestyle. Always tell yourself when you're about to do this, is the very gift that Guru Gobind Singh has given us, and why are we trying to destroy this gift? and we think we know what's best for us, then we are wrong. Because Paramatma has given us everything, सारा कुछ दिता होया, that तनु ए चाहिदा रहत रखो. To have discipline in your life. When we have discipline in our life, it's much easier to follow Gurmat. Discipline in our life helps us to not have regret. For ऐसी बहुत कुछ regretful things कर लेने हैं, that when we go in our next step in life, when we become a wife, a mother, then we think back and we say, why did I do this? And every one of us would have that as well. Even myself. Not to think that I'm sitting here, I'm perfect. I have a lot of regrets as well. Sutti sutti chal thiya pulli vatadiyas jo. Guru Sahib is saying that we are living this world, ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਖ ਬੰਦ ਕੇ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. Our eyes are awake but we are sleeping. Why are we sleeping? Because we are not living in conscious awareness. We are not living in awareness. How do you know you're not living in awareness? Do you even remember what you did at 1 p.m. today exactly? 2 p.m.? What were you doing when you were cooking? What were you thinking when you were cooking? Awareness that every qadam, every step in my life, I'm aware of the step I'm taking. Awareness to such a state that even when you're cutting the sabjiyan, you're so aware that you're cutting the sabjiyan. That is being in the present moment. Being in the present moment, if you want to do Chetan, if you want to remember Akal, because Akal is a name for Paramatma, Akal. Akal, Kal means death, Kal means time. Akal means someone who is not in the control of time and control of death. Akal di pujan karni hai, Akal da pujan karna assi, we have to be in Akal as well. We have to be timeless as well. We have to be in the present moment. We cannot do Simran of Paramatma in the past. We cannot do Simran of Paramatma in the future. Because past da sade kol hatto lang gaya, future da sanu pata nahi, sade kole ki hega, bas Akal, present moment. So how to live in the present moment is, ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, we are in the present moment, ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਂਦਾ. The problem with that is it's very difficult for us to be in Akal right now. ਕਿਉਂ? We have something called our social media or phone. This is one thing that is causing us to be unaware. How? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ observe ਕਰਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ, scroll ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, scroll ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, scroll ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, time ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ. The next thing we know, हाँ घंटा भी हो गया, कोई ना थोड़ा चर हो फिर स्क्रू कर लो, फिर 2 घंटे 3 घंटे 4 घंटे. That is living in unawareness, and we have to come into awareness. सुत्ती सुत्ती चाल थिया भुली वाटड़ियास जियो, तै सहनालो मुतियास दुखां कू तरियास जियो. परमेश्वर ते भुलिया व्यापन सभे रोग. साडे कोले रोग कित्थों आउंदे आ? Rog means illnesses. Rog is one type of dukkha. There are 4 types of dukkha: separation, bhukha, hunger, roga, and fear of death. Every one of us are going through either one of these dukkha. We are attracting rog, illnesses to ourselves when we forget Paramatma. Tudd guna mein sab avguna, ek nanak ki ardas jiyo. Sab rati sohagni, main dohagan kai raat jiyo. This is the last benti of this Shabad. That Sache Pacha, I'm full of avgun because I've forgotten. I've forgotten the charger, the manner to live in this world in accordance to Gurmat. Now, ek nanak ki ardas jiyo, sab rati sohagni, main dohagan kai raat jiyo. Sare ethe hege ya. They are sohagan, they are beautiful soul brides, they have understood you, they have loved you. Main dohagana. So this is not a form of fake humility. This is a form of Sache Pacha, I'm helpless, please help me. Main dohagana, kai raat jiyo Sache Pacha, when will I get the chance to become one with you? ਇਹ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਨਾ, when we do this ਬੇਨਤੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੁਹਾਗਣ ਬਣਾਓ. Why wouldn't Paramatma listen to us? Because ਬਿਰਥੀ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਨ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ. every ardas we make, like I mentioned, mentally, in even verbally, ardas that we make, wishes, desire that we make, birthi kade na hovi, it never goes to waste, it never goes unlistened and unanswered. So now the question is, what are you asking for? Mangana kiya asi? Mangana mangan nika har jas gurte mangana. Ki mangana asi? So Sangat ji, this is a beinti that it's very short. There's only 16 lines in this Shabad, in this Bani. And if you can start adding this Bani into our Nitnem and contemplate, Roj Vichar Karna, think how much changes we will see in our life. And after that, starting out with the Bani of Suchadji, then Gunvanti, and seeing the avastha the Guru Sahib is trying to take us from here to there. So when we go through dukkha in this life, the first thing is not मैं सिक्खी छड़ देनी, मैं केस कत्ल कर देने हैं, ए बंदे ने मैंने आए किया, or our relationship is broken, or this sangat betrayed me, or I'm disappointed with this person, and the first thing I'm going to do is jeopardize my Sikhi. No. When we go through dukkha, the first thing we do is come to the Sharan of Guru, Sache Pacha, give me something that I can hold on to and not let go of you. A benti malnu asi karni hai Sangat ji, and benti to start adding this Bani of Kuchajji in our Nitnem. Very short. Ek comment bhi nahi lagna. So inika bentiya parwan karni. If I've said anything wrong, please forgive me. What we want to do in Sangat, संगत सतगुर चटसाल है जित हर गुण सिखा से सिखण आए हैं. सो इनक बेनती परवानी संगत जी, भुल चुक खिमा, गज बज के आखो वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.